Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for joining us. If it's your first time, thank
hmm
you for coming through. My name is Matt, and I'm here with my two co-hosts.
What's up, y'all? It's Jermayne.
And it's Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our socials at the Friends Pod: YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok.
All right, let's kick it off. So, what's going on with everybody this week, man? How's everybody's week been so far?
My week has been cool. I've been doing a lot of running around this week. I'm throwing a baby shower for a friend of mine. So it has been a busy week. So yeah, I'll be excited when the shower successfully happens to be like, okay, check. I did my part. Everything comes out cute. So fingers crossed.
So, are you planning it from top to bottom, like literally entertainment, food, venue, all that stuff?
Yeah.
Mm,
Stressful.
sound like it.
I don't even know what it looked like. Is it like kind of like a bachelor's party or bachelorette party that you set up the baby shower like? Because the baby not there. It's just a party for your friends and you, coworkers, I
Yeah.
guess.
So food and games and music, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is my first time planning something like that. So I feel a lot of pressure on me. And then earlier this week, I also checked out that place you mentioned before, Matt. Fried chicken and caviar.
Oh, you went. Okay.
I
How was that?
did. It was okay. The drinks were really good. The food, I, I gotta be honest. Some of these places are taxing. Like some of these prices
Mm,
don't make no sense. It was $15 for 3 fried chicken wings.
Was it caviar on it?
No caviar.
$15 for 3 wings.
Did they have fried chicken and caviar dish on the menu?
That's a good question. I think one dish did have caviar on it. Yeah, but no, these were like just regular traditional wings. $15.
Any sauce, seasoning, lemon
No,
pepper,
no sauce, no lemon pepper. Like, damn, you can't even put some lemon
Cajun,
pepper in my joints for all that.
buttermilk?
Some
Maybe
15.
a
It
little.
was whole wings though, right? It was like the whole thing.
Yeah, they were whole wings, but still, I was so like hungry for wings after that. I went to the grocery store. I got a 20 pack of wings, a party pack for
Hmm.
$5.82. I had to like even the game. I'm like, nah, $5 per wing. That's crazy. But
You could have went to Captain J's and got that 10 piece with fries and
ooh,
some
I
bread and
fuck
some
with the Captain
lemonade.
J's.
That shit
Ooh.
$15.99 for 10 of them.
We're not comparing Captain J's to the fried chicken and caviar, though, are we?
You tell us, Jermaine.
I mean, it depends. It's like, what are you going for? The food or the experience, the ambiance? Like food wise, Captain J's was nothing to play with.
That lemon pepper.
Ooh,
Ooh, I remember this one time they gave me like a big ass one for free, like randomly. I was putting that shit on everything, like
for like the next week.
everything, salads, pizza,
Ooh, not the
like
salad.
anything. Like that shit is just chef's kiss. But Rod, what's been going on with you this week? Anything going on in your life? What's happening?
Pretty much as regular. I was on vacation last week, so just trying to get back used to my scheduling. It's hard to get back into the groove, especially getting back in the gym. But yeah, I mean that's how my week's been going. What about you?
Everything's good. It's busy work wise and stuff like that. I have another presentation I got to do next week, so I've been preparing for that.
Look at that.
Um,
Don't
yeah,
let a
so
man talk over you.
Executive
I'm not.
Matt.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm gonna be talking in front of like like a lot of the higher ups and stuff like. So that's gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna try to get through that. We have like 20 minutes to do that, so that's gonna be cool.
You
I
by
might
yourself, 20 minutes?
No, not by myself, but it's gonna be mostly me. It's somebody that's gonna be talking numbers, and I'm gonna do like a demo of what I've been doing.
Damn.
So that's what's going on. I guess we can go ahead and get into that first topic that we got for you folks today. I think it's about time. So anybody want to intro that one?
All right, yeah. The first topic here is dating exes, and I had kind of seen this topic on Joe Button's Patreon, and they got into a real spirited debate. And the base of it was, is it cool to date your ex, like your homie's ex or your friend or acquaintance ex?
Is it cool? Um,
Like, is it fine? Like, cool, fine, whatever word you want to put in there.
that's a good question. I have before. It wasn't like what's. See, I'm gonna ask a crazy question. Like, what's dating? Because it's like it depends on what your intentions are with her. You know what I mean, or with them. You
I
know,
feel like, okay, we got to set that up. Is it so dating, but you were with her for a while?
dating, but
Like, say it was you were dating a girl for like a couple months or something like that. Or I'm pinning on that stance, and also like if you're in a relationship with the girl as well. Is there a difference?
there's a difference. I think time spent is a difference. Like if you was with her for 5 years and then the homie double back and like, yeah, I just started dating Kathy or whatever the fuck her name. Like I feel like that's a little
Hmm.
egregious to me. But like I said, I have loosely dated people that some of my friends have dated before. I didn't see it as a big deal. Like it's not like I was really seeing the whole future with that person. You know what I mean? But I just think
So
if it's
why'd you
that,
talk to them in the first place? Like, did you meet them through your friend, or did you meet them out just by yourself, or?
the one I'm thinking of, yeah, I'm pretty sure we met through friends. I don't know. Maybe at the time, maybe I didn't know that they had hit already, but I can't
So
really
was that
remember.
your friend's girl or he just hit before?
Hit. But that's why I'm saying like what's dating, because like we date, like we kicked it, like we was fake dating, but like we wasn't like dating, you know what I mean? Like
I feel like, to me, like, if I was to bring a girl around, like the friend group and stuff like that, obviously I feel comfortable enough to do that. And then like a month later or something like that, then you just pop up with her too.
right, like you're
Like, I'll
brand
probably be
new.
like, whoa, like what's going on here? Like, it's a little weird.
That's
Um,
strange. Yeah.
but I guess you can't really police her and what she chooses to do, but still, it seems a little strange.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a tricky one because I really do feel like a lot of the context begins on like what was the original relationship. Because I've had a few situations where I have talked to guys in the same friend group, like dealt was involved with one, then somehow level was involved with another. To me, as like the woman, it really just depends on the nature of the relationship. Like if you were my boyfriend, like you were my man, then no, I would never date your friends. Of course not. But if we were just kind of kicking it, we went out a few times, or like we never really had anything defined, and it just so happens that like at a later point your friend tries to get on, like if your friend doesn't have a problem with it, then I don't have a problem with it, because like I I don't have any loyalty to you, quite honestly, as a man, because we didn't have anything solidified.
No, and I think that makes sense. Like if there's really no not connection, but like no, like you said, definition of what the relationship is, then what's the point of like trying to hold on and be like, no, that's my girl.
She
Like,
off
no, it's not
limits.
your girl. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's never been your girl.
But what if the friend was like a really great person and doing really well? Obviously, you probably knew this friend from your boyfriend over the years or however long. Um, and then there was some time that passed by, and he shot his shot. Would you feel weird about it then, or?
And we're talking about the other guy was my like confirmed boyfriend.
Yeah, he was your boyfriend before, but I'm gonna say like a year later, and the friend is like really successful. Like, he's a really successful, good-looking guy, and he shot his shot at you.
A year might be a little too close, but you give it some space, and yeah, I would do it. Like let's say I dated this guy
Foul.
three, 3 years ago, and then his friend approaches me. Hey, the way I see it is like the original friend had a chance. Like you were first up, you had a chance. Whatever happened that we fell apart, we weren't compatible, or we couldn't get along, somebody did something that wasn't okay, whatever. But what why do I owe you at that point?
Also, another thing to consider too is like how did the if we're talking about relationship and somebody dating after the relationship, how did the relationship end though? Like
Exactly.
I feel like if it ended well, maybe there's a better chance that like I would be okay with it. But like if she like, what if like a girl slashed your tires, put a banana in your gas tank, and like stole all your clothes, cut up all your Jordans, and did all that shit, and then like like that type of shit. Like if it ends with a vengeance, I feel like that's kind of more off limits for the homie to be like, oh, I'm gonna go fuck with her now too. Like no, don't you ain't see what she did to me? You know what I mean? So
Do
go ahead.
you feel like if one of your friends wanted to date a woman that you had history with, is it should he be the one who comes to you and talks to you about it? Should the girl talk to you about it? Do they not need to run it by you at all?
You only got to run shit by me. 'Cause I'm doing me.
So you
I'm
just show
good.
up, you just
I'm good.
so you just show up at a party and she's there with your homeboy, you're just gonna be like, all right, what up?
I'm gonna feel some type of way that they didn't run it by me, but at the end of the day, they both grown adults. I'm a grown adult. Like I said, I'm doing me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not even really
Hell
worried
no,
about.
you too mature. If you know that I'm gonna be at the same place with my ex, like you gotta let me know. Like what are we talking about?
Why? That's not your girl no more.
What do you mean why? Like
It's not your girl no more.
I don't know. I feel like that's just a sense of respect. Like I like if say if the dude really like fucked with her though, like and you knew that though. Like you knew you really like the dude really liked her and all that stuff, even after years, because dudes be hurt after the relationship, sometimes years.
Mm-hmm. That is
Like
true.
it takes time to get over stuff.
Years is
And you
crazy,
just
but yeah.
like even that is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean that shit is real though. Like it do be years. Like the when you find the one who you thought was gonna be the one and don't work out, like niggas be hurt.
But let's put it like this though. I don't want to compare women to bikes, but like let's say you had a bike that you love, like damn, like I love this motorcycle. Like I love this motherfucker. Like you had it for 5 years and then you sold it. Do your homie got to tell you like, yo, I just bought your old motorcycle, bro? No.
I actually kind of like that analogy.
Yeah, honestly, I don't though. After I said it, I was, I was like, that shit don't make no sense.
But no, because
Yeah, I
here's
was like, you one of the most feminist people I know, and that was really
That was
misogynistic.
terrible.
Like,
I don't know why I said
yeah,
that.
yeah, it was a bit misogynistic, but I like it in the principle of like recognizing that you let go of something, because a lot of times with breakups too, and here's another I think like factor, it's like who broke the relationship off. If I'm if there's a guy and I break up with him because he did something that was fucked up. He did some fucked up shit. He cheated, lied, did something wrong, or he just was not the man that I needed him to be. Hey, I tried to work things out with him. I tried to like find a middle ground and we break up. He let me go essentially, right? Because he was not doing the things that he needed to. So if his friend then comes around and is like, oh, I know he fucked up. He did these things wrong and I'm not going to do that to you. Let me show you how different I am. Like, yeah, you don't own me. I'm not yours. I got the ability to up and go.
That you said the word ownership. I think we need to stop thinking that we own people because we don't own anybody. Especially we never own anybody, but especially after like the relationship is over, like
Yeah,
you not that's not I'm not yours. Like I'm myself. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
that's why I'm saying like you don't got to really tell me anything. Like if my homie was like, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking with your ex," like don't tell me that. Just do it. You're a grown man and she's a grown woman. So it's like
it's not about. I hate that argument though. Ownership. It's not about ownership though. It's just having like respect and like morals and towards the other person. It's just like you wouldn't do that. It's just like code or rules that you would think that you have with your people. It's not about ownership though. That's not what it's about.
but what if their intentions are not to hurt you though? Like I guess you can't tell people how to feel about like you dating somebody dating your ex. You can't tell somebody how to feel. But at the same time, like, what if they wasn't dating them to hurt you? Like, they was dating them because they like her too.
There's a billion people in the world, though. There's billions of people, and it just happened to be this one.
I mean, but even though there are billions of people in the world, like most of our social circles are relatively small. Like no matter who you are, like you only probably actually know only so many people.
Then get out the city. Like, why you gotta, like, why I gotta be this one? Like, go somewhere else.
I will say though, I might be a little bit of a hypocrite though, because like I said, I've definitely had situations where I have dated more than one guy in a friend group, but I also like probably wouldn't be cool with that as a woman. Like if one of my friends wanted to like date somebody I had like messed with in the past, I would definitely have an issue with that.
And why?
Well, so here's the thing is, and maybe not any guy, but like if I think as a woman, your friends know like this is a dude she fucked with. Like this dude or this dude, like these are the ones that like she really cared about. And this was like the guy that she cried over, like she was super heartbroken. You can't then fuck with that dude. I'm sorry. Like I loved him. I might still love him. I would be with him if he acted right. Like, no, you can't be with that guy.
I feel like it's kind of similar to my point. Then I feel the same way.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page about that. To me, it comes down to like kind of like I said earlier, like what was the nature of the relationship in the beginning? Like if the two people were like serious and in love, then I think it makes it a lot harder to say like, oh, I'm gonna date the other person in the friend group. But if y'all just fucking, you kicked it for a couple months, I'm a free agent.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I would ever do that. Like real dating, somebody was really dating a girl, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna really date her too," and I know them, like that's my homie. I don't think I could do that. I really don't think I could do that. But like you said, if it's just fucking around, it's like, why not?
Even then, I feel like I would still have a conversation with my like I'll probably at least tell him like, "Yo, the girl you was fucking with, like I'm fucking," with. And then like he'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, we just fucking around," and be like, "Oh okay, cool."
Yep.
I don't know. It's just to me, it's just like I'm just that type of person. I would just always give my man that amount of respect if I knew this chick was the same one. Like it's different if I didn't know, but if I did know, I'm like, "Hey yo, this is what's going on."
I will say it's really interesting having been on like the girl side of that, like being the woman who has dated multiple guys in the same group. It's really interesting to me because I'll ask the guys like when they hit me up and like, hey, I want to take you out. I'll ask them like, hey, like it's usually guys who I met through their friend. So I'm like, hey, does like so and so know we're out or like, and they're like, yeah,
I'm surprised you asked that.
yeah. Because I feel like, hey, that's your friend. Like, it's your responsibility to see how he feels about this. We don't have a relationship anymore because we broke things off. But like, if that's your friend, then like, you should be the one who wants to like get his okay. And so it's interesting to hear those guys. It's always kind of the same thing. Like, yeah, he knows. Like, it is what it is. Like, he fucked up. So here I am. And I'm like, damn. Men are like, y'all just have like the lack of guy code is really interesting. I guess that's why I know it's hypocritical, but like as I was saying, like as a woman, like I just wouldn't do that because that's girl code. I wouldn't date one of my friends' exes because it's just against girl code. Anybody my friend really fucked with is off limits. But man, y'all just heartless.
And every woman rap song, I be fucking their friend. Like I think I heard a lot of rap songs like that though,
I think
and
it's one of
they
those
be
things.
hype.
I think there's a bar they try to get off, but I don't think they really do it. I really don't. Because a woman, if you really love this guy and your friend's gonna try to fuck him, man, you would kill that bitch. It's like we're about to fight. We are really about to fight. Not you getting with the man I loved, rubbing on his back. Mm-mm.
Like making them runny ass scrambled eggs every morning. Like,
I'd
you
be
know,
sick.
no, that is some sickening shit.
Yeah, I mean when we're talking about control, that kind of leads to our next topic a little bit. Looking through your significant other's phone. Are we? Are we doing that? Have we done it? Is it okay? Should we have that level of respect for each other where we can both look through each other's phone and feel no problem with that? What's our thoughts?
Let me hear what y'all got to say. I'm curious to hear the male opinion on this.
Right, you can go first because
No, I asked the question. Go ahead.
I don't have much to say, but all I have to say is that's stupid. Like anybody doing that, you're a bird or you a duck. Like anybody doing that type of shit, why are you doing that? Don't go through people's phones. And it's not even about a trust thing. That's just like that's not P. You know what I mean? Like that's not P to be going through people's
What does
phones.
P
Like
stand for?
whatever you want it to mean. I don't know what it stands
What
for. I
does
ain't
P
gonna lie
mean
to
to
you.
you?
P, like P. Like P is P. It's just not P. You know what I mean? It's not yeah, so that's just how I feel about it. Like why are what's the need for any of that type of shit, in my opinion? Nah, that's how I feel. I would never go through somebody's phone. Now if she went through my phone, I kind of feel the same way. Like she shouldn't go through my shit, but at the same time, I don't know how mad I could
You're
be.
speaking from your experiences, right?
That's never happened to me. Yeah, I've never went through anybody's phone. Nobody never went through my phone, as far as I ever know. Um, and I hope to keep it that way because I just think it's just not P. That's that's all I gotta say. Which I gotta say.
I I don't believe in going through phones. Like I think it just like sets up a bad habit in relationships because what you go looking for, you're gonna find. And the funniest thing is like you might not even find cheating, but you might still find stuff you don't like. That's what's funny about it is if you look through my phone, there's nothing that on there that is like I said cheating, but there might just be stuff I just don't want you to know. I don't want you to see my embarrassing ass Google searches or this goofy ass picture that I took or just something that you might see out of context and it looked different than what it is. So I don't go through phones. I don't want anybody to look through my phone. I have can't say I did it one time though. I will admit I did it one time.
Mm-mm-mm.
Haven't done it since. This was when I was a young thing. I was 21 at the time. But I also stand by that one time I went through the phone. I think that was valid. I'm not going to lie. Because I was looking for something and I did find it. So
You found exactly what you was looking for.
exactly what I thought would be there.
Why'd you feel valid for it?
Because I was right. So basically, long story short, I I knew that there was some sneaky shit going on in my relationship. And I just knew the other person enough to know, like, he's not really gonna tell me. Like, if I ask him, I know he's gonna lie. Um, and so I looked one time and in like 5 minutes found what I expected to find.
What J. Cole say? You got to multiply by what, 3?
No, I swear it was the only time. I swear. That was the sick part. I was like, damn, this is the first time. Actually, let me tell you guys a story about this. This is a long time ago, so it's like whatever. But so I opened the phone and I was like, you're trying to go through it like real fast. And so I just looked at a couple things and I was like, damn, I don't even see anything. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, you looked through his phone and you didn't even find shit. And I felt like a dumbass. And then I was like, no, I'm going to look one more place. And so I opened Facebook Messenger. And that's when I saw some shit. And then it was like, see, I knew there was some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when I confronted the guy about like, hey, I didn't even say I went through the phone. I was just like, hey, I feel like the vibe has been off for a while. I've been trying to talk to you about what's been going on between us. And you've been saying everything was okay. Like, are you sure everything's okay between us? And he was like,
Why'd you say that?
because I wanted to see if he would be on it. Because I had been asking.
No,
I'll
just imagine what he would say. Like, why would you say that?
And I was like, I just feel like you've been acting funny. Like things just been a little bit weird. And he was like, I've been thinking about it. And I think we should, get our own, like live separately and, still be together. We'll just not live together, but we'll still be in a relationship.
He cold for that one.
That's why I'm like, this lying ass nigga.
I know exactly. You know what that means. That means I'm trying to bring her through.
Exactly. And that's when I was like, well, I went to your phone and I did see that there's somebody else, and that's when he was like, yeah. So I say all that to say, like, it was just valid because if I hadn't have looked through the phone, he might have got that shit off. I might have been like, okay, yeah, I'll just see you less and we'll just spend less time together, but you're still being faithful, you know. So I'm not saying it was right. I don't endorse going through the phone. But if you are gonna go through it, you better wait till you know you're gonna see some shit.
See, but this is why people do it is because of communication. Like he didn't have the heart to be like, yo,
Exactly.
like you said, the vibe is off. Y'all didn't have because it sounded like you was trying to communicate, but he really wasn't trying to communicate how he felt. So that's why people be like, all
Yep.
right, I gotta find something to justify what's going
I
on.
feel like we always do that though. Like
Hmm.
I feel like if the relationship get to that point, it's something from both parties that's going on.
Not necessarily, but go ahead though.
Maybe Jermaine wasn't around this guy as much, or like maybe they wasn't connecting the same way. I feel like you had clues, like you already said you felt validated before you looked in the phone, so I feel like you already knew like this relationship was going downhill by that point in time. So if you knew that, that means he knew that.
So I don't want to give out like too many details because some of the things are like kind of private. But um he what I mean by like I knew something was off was like he would like take phone call like he would just spend like a lot of time in his car like taking phone calls or like I would get up early in the morning and he would be like outside and be like, why are you outside? Like, oh, I'm just staring at the sun. I want to get some fresh air. It's like, nigga, you ain't never wanted fresh air. And I've known you for like 3 years. Like, what are you talking
That's
about?
wild.
Like, that's what I
Why is you
mean.
outside at 5:30 a.m.?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
sir.
like, it's not even light out. Like, what are you doing? So it was shit like that. Or like we would spend a lot of time together and that then all of a sudden he was making comments like, you know, I'm enjoying having time alone. I'm like, time alone? Like you love
Hmm.
spending time with me. So that's what I mean by like I knew that there was something that was off. Um,
Okay, I get it, for sure.
yeah, but I
So
think you made a good point, Matt. Is like I just wish the communication had been better. Like I didn't want to go through his phone. I really don't believe in going through phones. I just think people need to like, damn, be honest.
And you said something earlier is like, when you look, you're gonna get what you find,
Oh yeah.
right? And I think that's the whole issue. The whole issue is right there, like the fact that people have the need to look or feel like they need to look. That's how you already know. Like once you start feeling like, oh, I need to look through the phone, is like either you just had trust issues, jealousy issues, and stuff like that, or you really think something going on.
Yeah. And that's why I would never do it again. I learned my lesson because I realized like your intuition is always right. If you know
you
the
were
vibe,
devastated.
oh, I was. If you know the vibe is off, like you should just end the relationship. Like even though he was telling me everything was okay, looking back, I should have just been like, it's not. And you don't want to tell me that you're doing some sneaky shit, but I feel it. So let's just call it here.
Rod, have you weighed in yet? I don't think you weighed in. Like, have you done that before? Or are you an advocate for like, searching
No,
through
I
the
mean,
phone?
I like y'all answers. That's what's up. Like I
But
kind
you
of agree.
though,
Has anybody ever gone through your phone?
Me personally, yeah, I've went through the phone. I'm not P, and the person, and I've had people with me who weren't P either. So I've went through it both ways. Yeah, but I mean, I agree with y'all, like for
and how did
sure.
that make you feel though? Like when you felt like you seen
How did
something,
that
and
make me feel?
like you felt something, so you needed to do it. Like, why did you do it?
Or is it just like curiosity?
Yeah, it's always curiosity. You just wonder and be like, I don't know. You're just curiosity. Maybe it is a sense. It's definitely like a sense of insecurity in a situation. Um, I mean, without releasing too much of information related to like my relationships, I would say like I've been in long distance relationships.
Mm,
Um, and then when you get with each other over time, and then it just felt weird like energy, and it made me want to be like, what's what, like what is actually like your day to day like when I'm
yeah.
not around in a sense. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Because you never know.
But yeah, I mean,
Long distance, you never know.
you have no idea. They could just be going smooth, everything, and you see each other every once in a while. Man, and I don't know. People just gradually grow.
Hmm.
People mature. Things like that could just be that. But yeah, it just feels different over time. But as it should, though.
Phones are basically like our diaries, right? So even if you're not, like I said earlier, even if you're not cheating, like there just may be things in your phone that your partner isn't aware of. Like you said, like your day to day, like I just don't know who you talk to, who's important to you. Like it doesn't even have to be a significant, like a another relationship. It just might be like, oh damn, like you tell your homegirl a lot of shit I didn't realize you told her. Or like I didn't know you spent money on some of these things, and then I realized in your phone, like, damn, you got a gambling problem.
I don't know about all that. That's I wouldn't say that. When I say day to day, it's not that
Oh,
deep.
well, I'm curious because you've been on both sides. You mentioned like you've gone through phones, you've had people
Oh,
go
it's
through your
been
phone.
bad on both sides for sure.
I was gonna say, like, do you feel like more empathetic because you've been on both ends where it's like, oh yeah, you went through my phone. Shit, I get it. Like, I did it before too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about like on the phone thing because I feel like it's a little bit of if you ain't hot nothing, you ain't hot nothing. Like, what's the big
Mm.
deal?
You got to make her trust you. That's the thing. Like you got to show her you're not hiding nothing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that's what it is.
How you do
Like
that?
show the phone. Just be like, here. Like
So then, does that mean you don't have a passcode? Do you guys have passcodes?
I got a passcode. But that's because if somebody steal my phone or I leave, like I lose it,
Yeah.
so somebody can't like
I
take
mean,
it
mine's
and
is
use
more
it.
like fingerprint. So, like, she would add her fingerprint to like my like unlock thing.
Oh, that's
So
deep.
it's like they fingerprint work too.
Damn,
You
that's
never,
deep.
you never had one where like
What?
you was asleep and they took your hand was like,
But shit, she doesn't need the hand if her thumb works too.
that's true. That is true. Um,
No, it's been through like so much way worse shit, but I'm not gonna go deep into it. Like it's this, we getting very surface level of what happened, but there's been some crazy, crazy, crazy more moments. Goes a
that's
lot deeper than this.
that's fair. I'm gonna let you hold on to that information because I don't want you to get in trouble. You know, so I'm gonna let you have that. What you was gonna say, though, Jermaine?
I was gonna say, so Matt, then do you give out the passcode?
Yeah, I don't mind. But I
Mm.
really don't care. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not a cheater. And I feel like if I did feel some type of way, I'm gonna say it. Like that's one thing I learned, through dating and relationships is like communication is key. Communication is key in all relationships.
I gotta throw this out there though.
Uh huh.
When the relationship is about to fall or end, I feel like most dudes they don't really say anything. They let the woman break it up.
Yes. Say that shit. Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of like they just mentally out of it. They mentally check out and they just start doing other things. Like I don't know, you just kind of just let it go in a sense. You just be like, all right, it's over.
Like start doing shit to like make her want to break up with you. Don't shower for 3 days.
Yeah. And then when she breaks up with you, like make her feel crazy. Like, damn, I want to be with you. It's like you haven't acted like it for the past 6 months. What are you talking about?
We terrible. I'm telling you, like, I'm not saying just men do that because I feel like women might do that too. But like gaslighting somebody into breaking up with you and then being like, no, like what happened? I love you though. Like that's crazy. That's some sick shit.
Crazy.
Like manipulation type shit. But yeah, I would get a passcode. I don't feel no type of way about none of that shit. Go through my shit. It's just an open book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Rob, I think you really said something with that one though. I think more men need to acknowledge that. Because if you look at the like ratio of like breakups, I swear more women must be the ones who break up more often than men. Like you very rarely hear a man be like, "Oh, I broke up with this girl." More than likely, it's the woman who does the breaking up, and it's not because a man doesn't want the relationship to end. It's because he's just not going to say it. He's just gonna push her to do it. I sometimes think this is what cheating is like, especially when guys become really sloppy cheaters. like trying to get caught type cheating. I feel like that's what it is. Like I'm done with you, and I want you to see this girl call me in the middle of the night.
Yeah, going out at 5:30 a.m., 6 a.m. That's kind of like that's tall tale sign of like, hey,
Damn.
this ain't it. I'm
I'll
not
be
fucking with
getting.
this. Like he got up early to do it. Like the cheat. Like
I wasn't even talking about me, but I deserve that. Yeah.
But keeping it going, so let's kind of move that into our next topic. So, like, I don't know what somebody else had brought this topic up, so I don't know a lot about it. So I'll let y'all talk more to it. But I guess Kanye has a new wife now, and something's going on with them.
Yeah. Yep. So, just thinking about like what's okay in a relationship. So Kanye's new wife was out, and somebody recorded her. They were at a mall somewhere at a store, and this dude was asking her questions, and a lot of people felt like she was just being a little too friendly, a little too flirtatious, maybe in the video. Um, Now, Matt, have you seen the video at all?
I have not, but I'm about to try to pull it up right now.
Yeah, you're sexy. My name New. Nice to meet you. You from LA? Yes. Oh, okay, I just moved out here and shit, man. Where are you from? Chicago. Nice. Yeah, you got good eye contact. Yeah. You just shopping around? Yeah, yeah. You? Yeah, it's the same. There's just a pair of shorts I want to see. Yeah. Can I get your number? I'm married. For real?
So that was too flirty to y'all? Like, how do y'all feel about that? I feel like that was her being maybe a little nice, a little too nice, but I don't think she was like trying to get on or anything
you
like
see her
that.
smile?
And she is making some hella intense eye contact. Damn, she ain't blinked yet.
I talked to one of my homies about it. It had popped up, and he was like, "What is she doing? Like, she's supposed to respond back angrily. Like, she's supposed to be mad that somebody's talking to her.
Okay.
Like, he said that's how he would want her to respond."
All right. Now that's a little too much. That's a little too much. You don't gotta be angry. Um, you know, it's tricky. It's really tricky. Can I say one of the things that like paranoids me about like in particular meeting a guy's friends is like what's that balance of being nice and friendly, but also not wanting the friends to think I'm giving them a vibe. Especially when you've like had some drinks or whatever.
That's the thing. When people have drinks, dudes be feeling like every woman want them. Like
Exactly.
they could just give them a look and just laugh with them and be like, "Oh yeah, like I know. Like if I can make her laugh."
Exactly. And so I'm always afraid of like, man, I don't want, somebody to be like, oh yeah, so and so's girl, she want me. Man, we were at this party and she was just laughing. We were making eye contact. Yeah, she want me. She don't even want that nigga. Like I think you should play it a little safe, a little closer to the vest, in my humble opinion. I don't think what she did was bad, but like even when he called her sexy, like if a strange man is like, "Oh, you're sexy," isn't that how he started off, right?
Yeah, like that's not something you say to a stranger just in a platonic conversation. I mean, he's
Yeah,
trying to fuck.
exactly. That's a good point to be like, "Oh, thank you," and then like you turn away. You just keep it pushing.
I thought it was already where he came up with the phone. So I feel like she should
Yeah,
have known what was going on. Like no one just walks up with that kind of like riz
hmm
and just has a phone in front of his face too, trying to talk to her. Like it just makes no sense. So I feel like she should have known what was going on.
And ultimately, she showed the ring on her finger and said, like, I'm married. So, like, how is it being too flirty if you ain't get a nigga your number? You said that you was married. You really ain't say that. You ain't say like, oh, you cute too. Like she ain't say that. So it's like, what's the issue here? You know what I mean? Like she ain't go fuck the nigga.
no, but I mean, isn't it like? I mean, you tell me as men, like I would think as a woman, you don't want the lady in your life to give other men the impression that she's even open to for somebody to ask her number. Like, don't you want her to move in a way where it's like, oh, they just know off top, like, nah, she not feeling me. She's not trying to get on. He had to feel a certain level of like energy from her for him to even be like, yo, can I get your number?
Possibly, but I feel, is that an insecurity though? Like feeling like when you go out, don't say nothing, to nobody, don't smile, don't look. Like I feel like if you know that you got her locked down, like why do you have to worry about how she acts in front of other men? Like if you have her,
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Again, not ownership, but I'm just saying like if
So when
y'all in the
Chance was whining on old
uh-huh.
girl, you wasn't having the same answer that you're giving now, though. You was like, yeah, it's a little too far.
Mm.
That's different though. That's like that nigga. That's
How's
body
that different?
contact though. Like that
It's the
nigga
same.
was.
It's the same type of intimate connection. Like if you feel a person coming with an intimate connection, turn it down. He came up like you sexy and shit. Like it should have been immediately turned down from that point.
I see where you're going with this, Rob, because think about it. That little 5-second whine with Chance, there was no number exchanged. Same thing in this. No number exchanged. Just one interaction.
Touche, touche. Um, hmm. Yeah, that kind of shot down everything I was gonna say. But I still feel like in this situation, if we not trying to like factor in other things, other situations that we talked about, this one here, I feel like is not too much. Once she knew the camera was in her face. Chance didn't. She knew the camera was there. She was making small talk. Are you shopping around? Or I just want to go look at this skirt or whatever she said. Like she wasn't like, oh, like you know where the bathroom at? We can go dip to the bathroom. Oh, here's my number. Hit me later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought something was even more funnier though. Like after the story and everything happened, her and Kanye popped up recently, and Kanye is wearing like big ass shoulder pads
hmm
and a, and a black T-shirt, and her face is all wrapped up. I'm like, that has to be intentional. Like he just looks trying to look buff as hell, and then her face is just all right. Like right after that pops up,
mm.
I'm like,
Yeah,
this guy Kanye's hilarious.
absolutely. Yep. He looks
Wow.
crazy.
Now that you put that in context, that's exactly what it was. Like I wonder what the conversation was when she came home. Like I know he was going ape shit on her.
See, probably nothing initially, but once Twitter and the internet started doing what the internet does, yeah, but his ass felt embarrassed.
Yeah, I felt he felt embarrassed for
She's
sure.
not like a celebrity, right? Like it's different if you see, let's say when he was married to Kim, it's kind of her job to make people like her. So if somebody in public came up and had that same interaction with her, that's kind of her job to make them feel good, make them feel like there's a connection. No offense to the new wife, but like we don't even know who she is for real. Like we only know her in the context of being married to Kanye West. So this dude who comes up to talk to you, he's not coming up because he's a fan of you. He's coming up because, like he said, I think you're sexy. You got nice eye contact.
And it was so like a ordinary nigga too, though. That also like adds to it. It was just like,
Yes.
how did this man get up to Kanye West's wife this
That
close?
close with the
Like
phone
no
out.
security, no nothing. She just there. I'm just like, how is this possible? I'm like, yo, past wife, she went through the incident with almost getting shot, and they
Mm-hmm.
increased in security and stuff like that because of their stardom. So it's just like, I don't know, it was weird to me, like the whole situation. I feel like she should have turned that down like immediately.
Yeah. I don't know. It's it was weird she let it go on as long as she did, but people have a tendency to hold on to things too long, which we're seeing too with even Britney Spears actually. So she is supposedly in the process of finishing up a memoir that will, in quotes, shake the world. And supposedly she talks a lot about her breakup with Justin Timberlake, and he's a little nervous about it. Do you feel like she has a right to talk about this at this point? Like that was what, like 20 years ago? Should she just let this be?
I don't see a problem with it. I feel like everybody that was one of the big celebrity relationships. So it's like you would like Brangelina and shit, like Will and Jada, Beyonce, Jay Z. Like everybody would like to hear about it, and we know I ain't heard from Britney Spears in so damn long, so I don't have a problem with it. Now, if I was JT, I probably would because I'm just the type of nigga that I don't like people speaking on what goes on between two people. Don't need to be everybody business. You know what I mean, through a relationship. But I mean, shit, I'm glad she's gonna get her some money though. Like that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna do numbers for sure.
Absolutely.
Is there anything specific that's being like teased right now? Like anything that she's about to be saying that's gonna be crazy? Like why is he worried?
No, he's trying to get ahead of it. He's trying to. He just heard that she's doing a tell-all, and he know they had a big relationship, so he wants an advanced copy of the book and making sure that whatever is in there is not damaging to his reputation. And he's real nervous about it, as he should be though, because they relationship was very in the public eye, and it didn't look good from the public eye at least. So I understand why he would be a little nervous.
And remember back in the day, there were rumors of like cheating. And then I think he made it seem like she cheated on him. But like, I don't think we ever like got confirmation about what happened to that relationship. I think they've done a good job of like keeping that very low for a long time why they broke up.
And they was big stars at that time, so that's crazy. Like, but this is the thing though. I want to say to what you said, Rod, is like, yeah, bruh's worried because some shit is about to come out, but I feel like should you be worried and trying to get ahead of something if you didn't do something bad? Like, if I feel like if you're trying to get ahead of something,
That's the point. Like they both were young, and he know he did stupid shit at that time. And then for it to come out years later, after all that's done, and he kind of matured and got older, and they both are. He's
Yeah.
just like, nah, I don't want that kind of information out to tarnish my legacy back then.
And honestly, like I kind of feel him on that because I get what you're saying, Matt, that they have a right to, you know, she has a right to share her story.
It's kind of like the Freaknik.
Yeah. Cause like if I was him, honestly for both of them, like they both have been married, you know, have kids. Like that was so long ago. And now don't get me wrong, when the book comes out, I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at it because I do want to know what happened to their breakup. But do I need to know that? No. Like, should I know that? Probably not. Probably should stay between the two of these people, but
Mhm.
There's more stuff I want to know.
more
Like
important
I want to
things.
know what led her to like go bald, like that whole mental space.
Mm.
Like, well, like what happened to you? Like, who did this to you? I really want to know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like, what made you go crazy to like who you are now? Like, what was the switch?
Don't she be on Instagram right now, like posting nudes and shit? I heard that.
Yes. News and very awkward dance videos.
Hold on, let
I was gonna say, let's see if we can pull it up real quick.
do some research, some independent research, real quick.
Let's pull up her Instagram.
I thought she was like with a really young dude too.
She is. She's remarried to another dude. Yeah, she just got married last year, actually.
She the type of person be marrying trainers.
Okay, you got her Instagram up. I'm putting it in the chat right now. I think you need to pull up some of these pictures on screen, even if it's just for us.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see what we talking about over in Britney world right quick. When the last time she dropped a song though? That's a like
Her catalog's already good enough. She don't need to do anything else.
probably.
Yeah, I really feel for her. Remember,
Pancakes.
we were all worried about. See, we were all worried about like, damn, like give Britney her rights back, free Britney, just to be on
Uh-huh.
her Instagram showing ass, like her literal ass, and awkwardly posing in front of a ring light. Poor Britney.
Like you thought the bald hair Britney was crazy.
Nah, there's some different shit right here.
She's still crazy in a little, and I don't mean to diminish mental health, but like she's
She
still
need to
not.
hang out with the Mari sister.
She
That's
not
what she
right.
need to do.
Which one?
The
The one
single
that
one
the one that just
that be
got divorced.
dancing around, spinning in circles like her.
Mhm.
Need to hang out.
And I do think we can call Britney crazy now because remember, she got off her conservatorship. So she technically, that means she should be in good mental health. So this is like Britney at peak mental health right now. Or not peak, but according to all reports, she's mentally healthy.
What is she doing? Is there music playing?
But you know what? Okay, let me give her a little bit of a break, right? Britney is 41.
Uh-huh.
And this is what most 41-year-olds do. They don't know how to use Instagram. Wait, click on one of these when she's in the bikini. What is this?
This one here.
Yeah, I don't even know if this is a yeah, it is a bikini. Some of these just look like straight up panties.
That
This one.
is true. She adjusting her panties? Like,
Oh my goodness.
is that leopard?
But what's the caption? My ass in Mexico on April 6th.
That's what
What?
I mean. That's the caption a 41-year-old makes on Instagram.
Like what?
It's like where you literally are just describing what's in the picture.
What type of time she on though? Like what? But yeah. So she probably need this book though, even though she probably getting crazy residuals.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah, I would assume so from her music and stuff. Like she probably getting crazy cash. Just
Yeah, they say this is one of the biggest book deals in history. I think $15 million is the number. Yeah, $15 million
wait before the sales.
before the sales. Yep.
You know it's gonna be a bestseller too for sure. Cause that's one of the names you're not gonna forget for real. Like we might forget who like Jessica Simpson or like Mandy Moore and all them motherfuckers, like all them same type of vein singers is, but like Britney Spears was like she like the
That girl.
Beyonce, she like the Beyonce of pop music. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
you know what I mean. So like yeah, but let's see what else we got for the folks today. I think we talked about exes. We talked about. I guess we can get into highlights and kind of move on to the end of it. So y'all got anything to highlight this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight KAYTRAMINE. They came out with the project, and that's the
Mhm.
artist KAYTRANADA and Mini. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's 11 tracks on this project, and they got Pharrell, they got Snoop. It's a if you know KAYTRANADA beat and his songs, his music, it's along that vein.
That last track to me, that K and A, fire,
That's the one.
flames.
Yeah, I ain't get through the whole thing yet, but I heard a couple of the songs and it's pretty smooth so far. So what y'all got to highlight?
I got a real goofy one. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna let y'all know now it's very goofy. But
Okay.
um, so I don't know if anybody else remembers the show True Life from like back in the day, but it's on Hulu. They got a couple seasons on there, and so I've been binge watching True Life because that used to be my shit as a kid.
Hell yeah.
And it's actually really dope to watch now because it's interesting. I think we've gotten so desensitized to reality shows. Like today, reality shows are super fake. They're super scripted. They're people who want to be celebrities versus these people were really just talking about like regular ass life shit. And back then, you didn't see some of these storylines on TV. Now you can see them on the internet, you see them on TikTok. But back then, you had to go to a place like True Life to see this. So, for example, one of the episodes I was watching last night was I Have Broke Parents. And it was about people who, like, their parents are unemployed, can barely keep a roof over their head. And, they're trying to help their parents make ends meet, trying to deal with the fact that, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. I'm like, damn, that's some real shit. And that was on a major television network versus today, all the reality shows we have are like dating related or like food
Naked
related.
and afraid, like motherfuckers
Yeah,
naked in the forest for some reason. Like why are y'all naked? I'm like,
exactly. I don't need to see that. Like, show me True Life. I'm an alcoholic. Like, that's some real shit, some very raw TV.
real life. Yeah, I'm glad you told me that because I'm definitely gonna binge that sometime soon. So check out True Life. Check out that KAYTRAMINE, and then what I have. One of my favorite songs. I feel like it's certain music that's for like certain seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So like warm weather coming up, summer's coming, but like one of the songs I always pull out like when the weather comes, it gets more warmer is "Slide," "Slide" by Calvin Harris featuring Frank
Yes.
Ocean, Migos.
Classic.
Well, two out of three Migos. Take off, no, not take off. It was Quavo and Offset on that song. But yeah, that's a great song. Pull it out for your riding a Jeep or whatever you driving.
I got a quick question about a song,
Okay,
and
yeah.
it relates to a Jay-Z verse. How did y'all feel about biking? It was him,
Tyler,
Tyler the Creator, and Frank Ocean.
I love that
Mm-hmm.
song.
too.
Why do you ain't fuck with his verse?
No, I was just wondering, like, do we still go back and listen to that song or not? I feel like it's one of those Lucy's that came and went.
Agreed with that. I have not played that in a long time, but literally, I'm about to pull that up.
Same. I forgot about it because Frank. That was around the time when he dropped like a bunch of random singles. Like that was between the album and like now. It was like 2017, 18. And I just forgot about all that stuff. But yeah, I think everybody snapped on that shit. Yeah, so yeah, pull out the Frank Ocean, that slide, pull out the True Life, you know what I'm saying, if you want something to binge, and the whole new album that KAYTRAMINE, check that shit out. It's pretty good. But
Yes, sir.
if you made it this far, man, thank you so much for listening. This has been the Friends Podcast, and we out. Peace out.
Hey.
Peace.